up, everyone? It's your girl Shavarda, and I'm here bringing you my top 10 albums of 2021. I have my list here, so let's get right into it. Before I get into the video, make sure you like and subscribe, share with your friends, and make sure you leave a comment at the end. Let me know what your favorite album was of 2021 or what you listened to all year. What got you through this year? Just let me know. The first album that I want to talk about is Flintlock by Nas the Pirate. This came out in 2018. It's a really stealthy album. That's like the best way that I can describe it. This album has 15 songs. I wouldn't say that it is super mainstream. It's definitely an underground sound. If you're a fan of Rock Marciano, if you're a fan of Griselda, if you're a fan of that type of production, then you definitely want to check out this album because Element really did his thing. I rated it myself, but we're gonna get into that a little later. For this album, my favorite songs are Eyes, I Knew, Wrinkled Feathers, More Than Money, Stay on Mighty 7, and Lover Lust. Lover Lust probably was the first song that really grabbed me off of this album because I was going through a lot, and I'm just like, yo, you really gotta know who you could trust. The difference between love and lust, like, it's pretty much straightforward, and I feel that way about all the songs that he has. It's not hard to keep up with his rhyme schemes and his cadence and stuff like that. So I really feel like if you're down for like just something that you could smoke to, something that you could sip some wine to and bump in the car on a late night, like definitely bump this album, Flintlock. Pitchfork rated at a 7.1, and I don't feel like it really does this album justice. I feel like Pitchfork kind of just threw away the rest of the things of this album that I thought was special, like the production, for example, and just the way that he was able to create these stories out of the production. I feel like it really spoke to him as an artist. I wrote that he leaves you hanging on to every word, and the production complements his story really well. Nothing short of soulful and poetic. There's a lesson in every song. Top 5. So this is definitely top 5 for me. My rating, I rate beats, bars, and feeling. So bars 10, beats 10, and feeling 8. When I do feeling, I say that feeling is just how I felt listening to it, how it makes me feel to listen to it again, and how it just feels, how it just feels overall. I feel like 8 really describes this album's feeling wise, because I know for me, I like to listen to this album when I'm unwinding, and when I'm like just chilling. I can't really listen to this album during the day. I feel like it'll make me want to sit down. So like, I also bumped this album, I don't even think it was this album, but I definitely was bumping Nas the Pirate in the gym, and it actually works. Like, it actually keeps you alert, kinda, and it keeps your body calm, so you're not working out all frantically. And I noticed that difference when I work out listening to these other albums that I have on this list as well. So you'll hear about that later on. The beats is 10 because the beats inspired, and the bars is 10 because the bars inspired. Nothing shorter, nothing mediocre, nothing that's typical. He also reminds me of Styles P and his delivery because of just how he's able to keep the rhyme going, keep you in and out of pockets. Like, so that's gonna keep you up for this whole album. Let's move on to the next album. This album is by the God Fahim, and it's called After Every Dark Day Comes Sunshine. After every dark day comes sunshine. After every dark day comes sunshine. Okay, yeah. I like this album because it's definitely something that I can take with me. I feel like this album is very timeless. I'm able to listen to this album literally at any point in the day and of the year, because I was listening to it more so in the beginning, but I found myself listening to it again by the end of the year as well. And it does speak to how much you can translate this music to your real life. After every dark day comes sunshine, and that's true, because not every day is going to be the same, and every day is going to be different. So that's really what stood out to me about this album, and every song kind of leaned off of that theme. My favorite songs off of this album is They Laugh When You Fall, Don't Count Your Chickens, In the Morning, After Every Dark Day Comes Sunshine, Don't Count the Days, Make the Days Count, and The Best of Modes. I love this album. Honestly, I could listen to it straight through. There's probably one song that, there's always that one song that you're kind of like, and that's okay because that means majority of the album is dope. I rated this beats, bars, and feelings, bars 10, beats 9, and feeling 10. And that's only because of that one song that I don't really, listen to all the time. I wrote that this album is about keeping your head up after the hard and dark times, the importance of embracing the struggle, and understanding your pain. Definitely understanding your pain. I don't think I mentioned the year of this album. This came out 2020. So I feel like the guy by name is honestly ahead of his time because he's putting out a lot of music too. So shout out to him and the Dumb Squad. Let's move on to my third album on my top 10 list, and it's called No Regrets by Envy Kane. Totally different vibe. This is a drill New York trap sound. This dude, Envy Kane, he's from New York. He's from Brooklyn, my hometown. He's from Brownsville. I'm from East New York, but he's from Brownsville. Brownsville's right on the corner. Came out in 2020, and some of the productions by Loud Music. This is pure grind music. Like, you literally just want to hop up and grind it to it, do what you gotta do. If you go into the gym, you want to listen to this in the gym. Like, so many things that you can do with this album, but what I like to do most is be in motion with it. My favorite songs up in this album is the intro, Muggin', 3 Strikes, Reminiscing, and Exit 241. Exit 241 probably my favorite one because of the production alone and just the way that he bounces off the beat and just plays with it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Bars, beats, and feeling. Bars 8, beats 10, feeling 10. 10 and 10 on the beats and the feeling because the beats really do coincide with how it feels. It really do match. Like, they both really do match, and I fuck with that so hard. The bars, they're not like lyrical, you know what I mean? But they're definitely laid out really well, and I really like how his delivery was on this album. So shout out to you, Envy Kane. And we're actually gonna talk about him again because he has another album that I've been blasting a lot, and it's called Black Friday. This has 10 songs. I think this also came out in 2020, just like No Regrets. My favorite songs off of this project is Trenches, On the Road, Champagne, and Blue Faces. Blue Faces is my favorite one off of this album. Because he says, if I like it, I pick it my size. When I leave them stores, I feel like I'm flying. The truth that you can't find, literally, I feel like that every time I go shopping. And it's like, this is me. So every time I hear this beat, I'm like, yes, this is my shit right here. I fuck with this album. It's another album that's hype, and I listen to in the gym. I definitely like to walk to this album. I will listen to this album. I will listen to Envy Kane, period. Like, just listen to Envy Kane. Like, I listen to these 2 albums on shuffle, and it really helps me get into my zone. Like, I get into my zone. Not anybody else's zone. Not auto zone, but my zone. So that's what I fuck with the most. Beats, bars, and feelings. Bars, I'm gonna give a 6 because it wasn't, like I said, lyrical, and it was a little bit redundant on this album. So I'm like, nah. But fuck with the beats, 10, and the feeling is an 8 because I feel like it is missing that special track, and I feel like No Regrets had that one on there. So that's why I listen to them both on shuffle. But let's move on to the next album. And I love this album. I played it in the summertime. I listened to it in the summertime. It was about my birthday. When I was listening to it, I was feeling myself, This album is called Out the Trunk by Larry June. And I'm pretty sure y'all know Larry June by now. He's been out for a while now. I actually have to tap back in and like get acclimated with all his old stuff because I like looking at artists' old stuff and then getting into their new stuff. Because I gotta understand where they come from, in order to know where they're going. You feel me? This is a 10-track album. My favorite songs are Let's Drive to Vegas, Organic Fatherhood, 2002 S500 Biz, and SLS 30 Days. I hope I said that right because I can't read my handwriting low key. Beats, bars, and feeling, 10, 10, 10. The bars is there, the beats is there, the feeling is there. It's a feel-good album. I feel like very smooth sailing, and it's a perfect album to just ride out to, like get high, ride out to, sip on something, like do whatever you want to do. Like I feel like Larry June really hit the nail on the head with this album. This came out in 2019, like. And I have listened to his newer albums, but I'm saving that for next year, you feel me? Like, I have listened to it, but I want to get to know them a little bit more, so I can't really speak on them yet. I wrote that this was feel-good music. I started listening to this in the summertime, and it's perfect for the summer grind and the summer nights. This really does make me like music all over again, because when you listen to the production and the arrangement and the tracks, you can really hear, like, the influence, and you just love hip hop. Like I just love hip hop for that. Like I just love hip hop for that. I don't know. Shouts out to all the producers on this on Out the Trunk, because it was fire. I could listen to this album straight through, and I definitely suggest anybody who hasn't heard Out the Trunk by Larry June to go check that out ASAP. Like as soon as possible, like right after. Now, like, if you want to cut this video off now and go look, like you can do that right now too. Let's go to my 6th album of the year. Heavy is the Head by Ransom, featuring Big Ghost. Big Ghost is also on this album. I didn't want to forget that. I left that out the first time I tried to record this video, and I'm not doing that again. This album, like, it just really spoke to me in a different way, and it's not rated like the others. Like I didn't rate it like you would think it's a 10, 10, 10, but I rate it differently because when it comes to artists that are actually rap, that rapidy rap, you gotta rate it different, because it's easy for it to be a 10, 10, 10, but for me, like, when it comes to certain artists, it has to be a little bit more strict. The beats were good. The beats were really good. Would I rap on them? No, but I really do like the beats, and I feel like for Ransom, like, they work. The bars, I'm gonna give it a 10 because Ransom can rap, and Ransom is really great lyricist. As far as the feeling, I gave it an 8. Only knocked it back 2 points because I can't really listen to this album every day, and every song kind of makes me feel a different way. It doesn't really make me feel the same way. I don't want every song to make me feel the same way, but it does make me feel different, like a little disconnected from the album sometimes with some songs, so that's why I did that. My favorite songs of this album is All the King's Men, Ransom the Destroyer, and Tyranny. I feel like Tyranny, he really did his thing on that track, because it really, to me, it speaks to to me, it speaks to how much of a tyrant people are, and how much of a tyrant we need to be in our own lives and not other people's lives. I also wrote that, because I have the notes. This is a real hip hop album. And I do feel like this is a hip hop album, because if you look back at the history of hip hop albums and just like hip hop in general, you will see that he does not check off all the boxes. He got the production, he got the fundamentals, he got the rhyme scheme, he got the cadence, like he got everything. I fuck with it. So he got that. And did I say my rating for this? I think I did say it already. Yeah, so beats 10, bars 10, feeling 8. Alright, let's get on to the 7th album that I want to talk about, and it's AOTY and Inside Innovate, with AOTY and Inside Innovate. This came out in this year. It's a 9-track album, so you know it's not really that many songs, but I do have 2 songs that I really like, called Ceiling and It Takes Progress. This project was really good for me this year because it oozes authenticity, and that's something that a lot of albums are missing. Like, a lot of the albums that I listened for this year speak to me authentically. Like, they show authenticity to me. And I like this because AOTY and Inside, to me, are like the uncles of rap. Like, they've been around for a while. They've been on the underground scene for a grip. It's been a long time. And I didn't even know they were making music still. So I'm happy that I found this album. And when I did, I definitely let them know that I loved it. The bars is a 10 because they can rap. AOTY is really insightful. That's funny. AOTY is insightful, and Insight is really, really good at constructing his bars. Like, I really fuck with that. The beats are dope. I did give it a 7 though, because I do feel like it could have been a little better. Maybe because I didn't produce some of this stuff, but that's okay. The feelings are 7 as well, because the beats and the feeling, I feel like they go hand in hand and they do match each other on this album. So I do fuck with that. And the beats aren't OD, they're really simple. And I feel like there is something to be said about the simplicity that's lost in rap nowadays. Some people just trying to do too much. And I do like that this project does highlight the fundamentals of hip hop, to me. Let's get into my number 8 album of the year, and it's an album called Classic by Jay Nice, Rush, and the God Fahim, part of Dog Squad. You already know. My favorite 2 songs off this album is Kalamata Olives and 50 Pounds on the Marble Floors. I rated it 10, 10, 8 beats, bars, and feeling. There's a lot of fly speech in this. Shout out to Jay Nice. I love Jay Nice. I don't really know what else to say, and I love Rush, and I love the God Fahim, and I feel like all of that is just like a whole souffle of like just beautifulness. All right, let me just reiterate, I love them. This album really just speaks to me with the luxury raps, like very luxurious, very experienced raps. Jay Nice reminds me a lot of Sean Price, just because of his delivery and just his conviction when he says what he says. And Rush is very chill. Just like, you know, he'll say what he say, but it's like bada boom, bada bing, bada bang. And the God Fahim is just like, he's gonna give you that spiritual, mental element on the track. We fuck with the God Fahim and Rush and Jay Nice on this project and album called Classic. Like, I don't know, I just love it. Let's hop into the next album, the second to last album of the year, and it's called The Outrunners. And no, it was not dropped in 2021. This was a 2019 album. Yes, my favorite song of this album is Cutlass Cathedral, 90, I Rock Z, and Riviera Beach. I hope I said that right, Riviera Beach. This project was produced 100% by Harry Fraud. 9 songs. Do I need to say more? I mean, Currency really just the best. I love Currency, so if y'all don't know me by now, I'm a real Jet Life fan. Life. Wiz was on this album. We had Conway and Rick Ross. We already know what happens when Rick Ross and Currency get together. It's just nothing but luxurious rhymes. I love it, I love it, I love it. Harry Fraud's production is out of this world. You can't expect nothing less from Currency and Harry Fraud. Like, that's like the dream team right there. Like, you really can't get no better than that. I feel like you can really feel like the music. You can feel the essence. You could just feel the essence. And if you don't fuck with Jet Life by now, I don't know what you're doing. You need to get on that. Get on the Outrunners. Even though it's an older album, 2-year-old, it's still brand new to me. And if you haven't heard it, then it's brand new to you. So definitely go check that out, because those are my guys. And for my last album that I added to my library this year is Big Green Reaper by Big Scar of 1017, the new 1017, Gucci Mane's label. And honestly, there's not really that many notes on this because it's trap, so it's really self-explanatory. Like, it's about the grind, it's about the ops, it's about whatever. Like, it's trap. Whatever trap means to you, that's what it's about. My favorite songs off of this is Frozone, Trap House, I Will Keep Going, Poppin', and Joe Dirt. I listen to this in the gym. I listen to like a lot of trap in the gym because it just gets me going. This is definitely a hype, a gym, a grind album. Like, you want to listen to this when you on the grind, when you at the gym, when you pumping iron, all of that. Like, if you just want to get hype, like, listen to it. I rated it beats, bars, and feeling, with bars at the 7, beats at a 10, and feeling at a 10. The beats and the feeling always go hand in hand. I'm telling you. That's what I found, especially in my rigs. Beats and the feelings, 100%. 100. Just 100. Everything about it. The 808s, the drums, the little melodies behind it, the ad-libs, the little vocals in the back, like it just perfect. It was perfectly produced. The bars, I wouldn't say is the best bars, but it's definitely some memorable stuff for me to always hang on to. So I give that a 7. I'm gonna actually give that an 8. Let me change that. Because I actually do like some of the stuff that he was saying up in here, and I can't lie to you. Like I ain't busting guns. I ain't doing none of that shit. But it's like, you know, it just resonates. It just be resonating. That's all for today. That was my top 10 of 2021. Again, this was not songs or albums that were strictly from 2021. These are all songs and albums that I listened to throughout the year that got me through the year. If you guys want to share with me your favorite albums of the year, make sure you guys leave a comment, subscribe, like, share with your friends. I'm gonna be back on YouTube again soon with a new video. I definitely want to show you guys the artwork that I've been working on. I'm working on a lot of art, but I want to make sure I get enough art so you guys can actually see what I do for real, for real. Yeah, I'm getting the hang of this YouTube thing, so just, you know, bear with me. If y'all got any suggestions or want me to do any videos or anything, or like talk about anything, just let me know. I'll be here. See y'all later.